unpack the opening movements of the Sunum Tao for you today. We're going to be looking at the cross Tan, cross Gaun Sau movements. Cross Tan, down to the cross Gaan. The Sunum Tao starts with the cross Tan Sau and goes to the cross Gaun Sau. Come back in and out. When we're doing this, we're getting that idea of splitting the body in half and how to defend. As I'm going down, my left hand is on top. I drop down, now it's on top again. As I come back in, I slip, I lift the hand underneath, and back again. Now the right closest, left is back. So as I drop, I chop down, comes back in, and close up. Let me show you from the side here. Gone, in and out. Now we haven't had anybody who's, when asked to do this, to cross the hands, cross them over here, or down like this. It's going right towards the center and up. So drop it down. Now here I'm going to keep the elbows soft. Comes back in close and back and out. Drop and back up. So split, comes back in, back to that original position. As the hands cross, they naturally cross along the center of the body, which is about solar plexus height. This is where we get our position for our guard from, right from the form. It's along the center of mass. As I draw down, I keep those elbows soft, come back in and up. When working on the Gaun Sau, it's important to understand the relationship to your body that you want to have. Whenever the hands are crossing in the center, you want to make sure that they're about solar plexus height. As you draw it down, you're keeping the elbows soft and relaxed. As you're drawing back in to get back to the cross Tan Sau position, you're bringing those hands closely and lightly brushing along the body and up and pushing out to that original position. This helps to establish some of the lines that we use in Wing Chun. The first one is where we position our guard, which is along the center. Our elbow should be low, pointing up, and our hand back. From the frontal, it's right at that spot where the cross Tan Sau is, except it's just longer. So cross Tan is here, it's closer to the body. Guard is long, out, away from the body, forward. A little bit more on that in another video. Once you've gotten well acquainted with this idea of the split hand, the next challenge is to take one hand away and do the same thing. Oftentimes, when a student is first starting Wing Chun and they do the single hand movements, they might bring the wrist in line with the leg or with the thigh rather than keeping it at the center belt buckle area. We want to make sure we're still splitting the body with a single hand. Practicing the Gaan punch is a great drill to test your coordination. Start off in the cross Tan Sau position. From there, the lead hand is going to drop down and the rear hand is going to punch straight out. When you come back, the punch becomes the front hand and you alternate. Wow, now that's some coordination. Getting your limbs to work independently is important in learning Wing Chun. Similarly, you can work on the Gaan punch from your Man Sau pre-fighting posture. When working on the Gaan punch with the sidling turn, make sure you're shifting your weight across to either leg. That means you have 100% of weight on the supporting leg and you're moving your body all the way off. You want to be thinking about getting out of the way of the incoming force. You're not attacking it with the arm on the Gaan. Of course, the punch you're attacking. The Gaan is there to just kind of move you off to the side so you can redirect your attack. Don't think of it as a strike. Movement you can do with the Gaan is Gaan. You're going to cover with a pak, bring the punch up, and punch through. Come on back. As you're working on this Gaan pak punch, split, turn out of the way. Now from here, hands moving forward, cover. As this goes down, this one needs to come back up. Punch. Split, turn, cover, other hand comes back up. Punch. Other side, Gaan, cover, punch. The reason for the Gaan pak punch is usually for someone who's trying to stay a little bit too far for our punch to reach, or maybe they're moving lower or off to the side. We use that pak to cover and still invite them in, and then we launch our attack. Sometimes the Gaan punch, if they stay back away, you're not going to be able to cover that ground. Today I covered a lot of great drills for you to work on, working just from the opening movements of the Sunam Tao, the cross Tan, cross Gaun Sau. First of all, we looked at the proper way to execute the form. When you're practicing the cross Tan Sau, make sure you're keeping the elbows off the body and the hands as well forward. When people cross them, they cross them right along the center of the body, which when you drop the hands down and up, establishes the vertical midline. We also covered the single hand Gaun Sau. When you're practicing this, it's important to remember that the hand is still traveling along that vertical midline, straight up and down. Don't let the hand end up at your thigh or anywhere else. It's still splitting. That's what Gaan means, splitting hand. Another drill we covered was the Gaun Sau with the punch. So going back to the cross Tan, you just lead hand drops down to a Gaan, backhand punches straight out. Work on this one to develop your coordination. After you finish that one, go ahead and try it out from the pre-fighting posture, the Man Sau, with your arm extended outward. That lead hand dropping to the Gaan and the Wu Sau, waiting hand, punching straight out. After working on the Gaun Sau punch, we did it with a sidling stance, splitting that hand, turning off to the side, and punching right up the middle. Make sure you're keeping your fist and your Gaan going straight down that line. As you can see, using the dummy arm helps me to make sure I'm keeping my hands on point. The last one we did was the Gaan pak punch with the sidling stance. As you're doing the Gaan, you're going to hold it there and cover with the pak. Make sure you're bringing that other hand back up or even forward. I really hope you're getting something out of these videos. Let me know of any applications of the first movements of the Sunam Tao that you think we should be taking a look at here. Thank you very much, and remember, Kung Fu is for everybody. Bye.